Hey guys, I'm going to jump in here at the beginning of the video. I just want to say this video got way long because instead of doing multiple videos, I tried to do most of it in one video. This is a Catio. I'm not making a Catio out of a metal pergola shelter that I bought off Facebook Marketplace. There's a video of me and my buddy building it in the fall over my firewood. Anyways, in this video we cover building a frame for it to sit on, porcelain paver patios, how to cut them, putting a wire fence around the Catio, and making metal hinge doors, sorry. So there's welding, grinding, cutting porcelain pavers with a gas-powered demo saw, setting the porcelain pavers, polymeric sand. There's a whole bunch of stuff in this video. I hope you watched from beginning all the way to the end. It's a really long video, over an hour and a half long. I am sorry. I tried cutting it down as much as possible, but I did not want to split it up into 6 random videos. So if you can, watch from beginning to end. Hope you enjoy it. And this is video number 600 on my channel. As far as I can tell, 600 videos are on my channel now. So please watch the 599 other videos that I've had over the last 3.5+ years. See you in the next one. Sorry about the tinted glasses. Make sure you watch this video. It came out really good. I'm really happy with it. Worst case scenario, I'll be using it myself. Thanks, guys. Enjoy it. No, you got to keep going straight, guys. They're not past the house yet. There you go. Now you can turn.
Good? Yeah, so you have this swing. Yep, putting it on the post.
Yep, go right up it. Yep. All right, now hold on. That was easy. Hey, what's up, ladies and guys? Welcome to Let's Fix Things. Well, I'm going to make that pergola, or that canopy that we built last year in the fall. I had it over the firewood splitter, and I changed my mind. So we carried it into the backyard, and I'm going to actually make it into a Catio, a little cat condo, or whatever they're called, for my cats over there. So I started digging it up by hand and to level off the 4x6s, the pressure treated 4x6s, but it's just too hard. So we're going to get a machine to make that digging a lot easier. So that way I can build that base frame, get that dead level. Then we'll be able to pick that metal pergola up and gazebo and bolt it to the 4x6s that will be embedded in the ground. All right, what's up, ladies and guys? What a difference in weather. Last week it was 80 degrees, 86 degrees out, and today it was 40. I actually had ice in the back of my dump truck. All right, so I'm back, and this time I got my mini excavator, and I figure why work harder when I can work smarter. I am going to be setting the 4x6 pressure treated base level in the ground. This is the lowest spot down here. You can see that's pretty much going to be sitting on grade, but everything else got to be dug down and basically in the ground, you know, flush with the ground. So I brought the mini excavator. I only got to scrape it up, but my yard is solid rocks underneath that 2 inches of topsoil that's there. So I'll put the frost pick on there, and I'll just loosen it up. I'll clean it up by hand, and then eventually all this is going to be made flower bed. So I'm going to encapsulate the whole thing with the mulch bed. So I'll extend this flower bed and all the way around. And then eventually I'm going to build a little pathway from here right into the door, which will be right where that front timber is. So I'll put you in a tripod and we'll get going. Oh, and I also bought some, I don't know if I mentioned it, but I'm making a Catio. I bought that and I put that over my log splitter last year, and it's too nice to have as a log splitter. And I like to have some place where I can secure my cats outside so I don't have to watch them. So I am making this into a Catio, and I bought it new, used, in the box on Marketplace. There's a video of me and my buddy Mike assembling it last fall. And then today I also just picked up some deer netting, 7.5 foot tall deer netting, that I'm going to encase the thing in, and I'll have one door obviously to get access into it. So All right, let me put you in a tripod. I'm gonna switch out the bucket and we'll start getting these beams in the ground. There's that deer netting that I bought. It's on my stump grinder trailer. It's 1 inch by 1 inch square metal, black painted. So you really don't even see it when it's up. She had it around her chicken coop and that was left over from her chickens. So it's brand new, never been used. All right, so here's what we're doing. You can see I already started doing that, but it's just pure rock. And we'll get this going. I gotta start mowing the lawn pretty soon too. All right, let's go. Now before all the hate messages come in the video, to do this the right way, I would probably dig this out if this was a customer's job. Dig this whole perimeter out about 6 inches down and a foot wide. And I actually probably do almost a foot deep. And I would do 3/4 inch drainage stone all the way around the whole thing. It'll make the timbers last longer because there won't be any moisture touching them. But this is my house. It's a impulse thing. I just want to do it. If I like the idea, I'll just move this thing later and redo the whole base area. But today, all I'm doing is a perimeter just to get the base all squared off. So yeah, I know the timber shouldn't be submerged, you know, buried all the way under the ground. But my house, that's how I'm doing it. It's just basically, like I said, see if I even like it here. If I don't even like it here, I'm gonna have to tear this whole thing down and move it again. But all right, let's go. So the first course is done. So I got to get 2 more courses, 1.5 courses. So I need 1 more course on these 2. And there'll be 2 courses on that one and that one. So I got to run to the store and get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 more 4x6s. And then screw them all together. And I got to overlap all the joints, except for this one. I'm not going to be able to overlap this one on this course because I kind of messed up on that one. But like this one here, we'll go from there, all the way out to here. So that'll tie this corner in. The next course, I'll be over to overlap all the way around. And this one I can overlap on this course right there. And they're all pretty much level. Doesn't have to be dead perfect. Those things are pretty sturdy. Plus, it's gonna be bolted to this. This is more so it doesn't blow away in the wind or the snow. And then I'll be able to frame it in and put some netting on it. All right, let me run to the store. All right, got the last 6, and they are not straight, but they'll do. Got them all strapped down. Let's get out of here. Sorry guys, been a few days. So we picked up 6 4x6 pressure treated timbers, and now I'm just gonna cut them to length and screw them over on top of the base course and try to overlap the joints as much as possible. As you can see, I had to step the base. I stepped the base to save money on the timbers. No point in burying completely that timber and that timber. This is just a Catio. So, all right. So I'm gonna build this up. Total of 3 courses. I'm done for the day. This is the end of a work day, so I think I'm gonna just pick up my tools, my chainsaw and stuff, because I'm all done with that. And tomorrow, and I'll put the extension cord away, obviously. And tomorrow I will continue. I have to decide what I'm gonna do on the inside of this. That rock is going in there, but not right now. I just put it out of my way so I don't lose it. I'm gonna line the front of this with rocks. I'm gonna line the side of this with rocks. And then depending on how many rocks I have, that is a snow bucket and a mulch bucket that is not made for stone. You can see it bending, but it's the only bucket I have for the machine. So we use it. Anyways, so I'm gonna take the big rocks and I'm gonna hide. I don't like the timber. I don't like looking at the timber. So I'm going to move the flower pot and I'm gonna put boulders over there, boulders over here, boulders in the front maybe. And I'm gonna do a bluestone stepping stone here, which actually I have, sorry to turn so fast, on the patio right there. And then be able to step into there, and I'm gonna make a door right here to go into it. Because once again, that's going on top of that and that's gonna be screened in. But as for the bottom, the floor, I think I'm gonna do AstroTurf. I think I got a load of Reclaim, put some fabric over this to kill this stuff. Put the fabric down, soil reinforcement fabric. Put some Reclaim or process down, base material down, compact it all, and just put some AstroTurf down for now. I'm not doing pavers or anything like that. I want it kind of not pavers. I want something that's not hard like that. And I do believe I have enough AstroTurf to do that left. And then once the inside is done and the edges are done with the machine, then I'll call the boys back, the whole crew, and they'll come and pick this thing up, put it on there, I'll bolt it to it, and then I'll build the walls and a screen. That's the plan. See, you never throw away boulders. Those are actually a lot bigger than they look, if you can see here. So those are all machine set. A lot of these I could set by hand. So anyways, this machine is kicking butt. I think I'm gonna end up selling my concrete buggies because I have this now. No need to have the concrete buggies. I'll just get a couple more buckets. I have the real big 4-wheel drive one, and I have the old Benford TS20 that I redid. I redid them both, but the TS20 is my favorite little hand start one. Maybe I'll keep the little one, sell the big one. All right, guys, I'm done for today. I want to pick up. I want to get the cats out here for at least a half an hour, let them get some fresh air before I have to go back out. So yeah, it's coming along slowly, but it's the end of a work day, so I was able to put a couple hours in, got the base all done, and I'm pretty happy with it. All right, we'll continue. It's amazing what we do for animals. Curious kitty. Curiosity kills the cat. Huh, buddy? Gotta be careful up there. My door flew open. I didn't latch it. Gotta be careful up there, huh, buddy? Huh, bud? Yeah. Hey, what's up, guys? All right, I got the machines warming up. Got the John Deere 790 tractor with the forks on it. I'm gonna move that planter with it. I got the mini excavator Caterpillar 302.5 warming up. And I got the JCB MIDI CX4 warming up. I'm gonna move the mini out of the way after I pull this boulder out of here. Then I'm gonna dump those rocks. I'm gonna get this planter out of here, and then I have 2 tons of base material and some soil reinforcement fabric. Sorry about that. Over there, that black roll, I'm gonna cut a piece to fit inside there. I got 2 tons of 3/4 process in the back of my truck that I'm going to get back here. I'm not gonna bring my truck back here. I'm gonna have to use a JCB and cover the soil reinforcement fabric. Once I get it in there, I'll compact it with my compactor that's over there. And then I am going to put some screenings on top of that, which is basically stone dust or chipstone, whatever you want to call it. And then I'm going to lay AstroTurf. If I have enough AstroTurf left on this roll, I'm going to cover the whole thing with AstroTurf. And then I'll put that boulder back in there and I might see if I can find another big boulder also stick in there. Basically use it as a footstool. My cats like laying on rocks, and that way when I have my chairs in there, I can put my feet up. So that's the idea. We'll see how it goes, but let's start moving some of that equipment around and get this started. So I got a little issue here. I didn't measure my AstroTurf, and I am 2 feet short. And if I want to do pavers on this, which is my second option, I have to raise this up with 2x6s to hold the pavers in, because I am not digging this out, and this is perfectly level. So either I got to get 2x6s and screw them on top of this all the way around, and then I could put the canopy on top of that. But the problem with that is I'm already at a 6 3/4 inch step right here. And if I raise that up 1.5 inches with a 2x6, then do the math. What am I? I'm over 8 inches. So I have to think about this, or if I just do AstroTurf, I can put the AstroTurf down. But I am at a stopping point for right now. All right, I'll get back with you. All right, since my AstroTurf that I have is about 2 feet short, I don't want to spend $200-300 on anything on the bottom there. So I just ran to Home Depot, and bought some exterior carpet. It was 66 cents a square foot. So it cost me, I think, $80. We're gonna lay that down there. That way, number one, the raccoons won't dig it up tonight. Number two, it's cheap enough where if I don't like it, I can just chuck it or use it somewhere else. But we're gonna throw that down there, and that's gonna be it for tonight. And then once I get some help to move the canopy on there, then I'll trim the carpet and get it all nice. Well, one of my sons came over, and we were able to, I moved those rocks off of it, and we were able to move it up there by ourselves. So that's what it's gonna look like. I just gotta figure out a way to do that carpet. But yeah, not bad. And then we gotta enclose it. There'll be a screen all the way around, and then the door right here. Obviously I got to figure out how to make a door. Not bad. And then eventually I got to build a fence on the back side of the green trees, the evergreens right there. I'm going to build a fence over there, and I can put all my toys back there and you won't see them. I did a little more work on it today. I moved all the extra rocks and lined those up, and the cats are enjoying it. So I decided I'm going to do all this stone flower beds, and then I'm going to keep the mulch on the outside edge because that's where all the hosta is. So I'll spray all this stuff when I get ready to do the stone. And then I'll just do stone flower beds on both sides. And then I just figured out, I think, how I'm going to do the metal fencing around it and the door. All right, guys, I haven't been recording anything on this, but I've been brainstorming. I had a midnight $1 million idea for the Catio door. There it is. I am going to cut this off. I need a straight piece of this. But you can see the door frame here. I'll turn the camera around real quick, and I'll show you what my idea is. I'm gonna finish cutting up the parts, and we'll start welding it and hope it works. The other thing I've realized is I am going to zip tie the wire mesh all the way around the Catio frame. Once I still haven't even mounted it to the deck yet, but I'm gonna zip tie it. 2 reasons. Number one, you won't see it as much. Number two, I don't want the visible lines of 2x4s and all that wood. Number three, it's cheaper, and there's no need. They're not going to be out there when I'm not out there, basically. So I'm not making a dog kennel. You know, this is just for cats to hang out in. So, and I'm bored. So here's what I got so far. I got to make my own hinges. So here are the hinge idea. The tube is going to be welded to, this is upside down. This is the top. Just so you know, this is the top of the door, and this is the outside. Top outside, this is the inside. I got angle iron here. I'm gonna drill a bunch of holes. Not this whole length, I'm gonna cut it down, but I'm gonna drill some holes in here, and that's what's gonna screw it to the frame of the Catio. and of the aluminum pergola. This piece here is going to go from the bottom to the outside edge there to hold this support and this support down to the ground. Obviously, the door is going to be swinging like that. These are going to be door stops that are going to, so the door doesn't go, you know, both ways all the way, I think. Or I might use them as latches like this. I haven't decided yet. Still might change my mind. Instead of using this big bar all the way across, I was thinking about just taking one of these. Let's say this is the bottom. Put it like that and drill two holes here, and that would hold this leg to the 4x6 timbers at the bottom. The top has to go to the aluminum frame, so that's going to have to just be self-tappers, I have a feeling. And yeah, well, I'm brainstorming. I'll let you know how it goes. I'm not recording any of this, the building part. Okay, so here it is, guys. I'm going to start welding up now. This is the top right here. It's going to be bolted through here into the header on the roof. That bottom piece here, this here, is going to be drilled here, and over on the other side into the 6x6s. This is the bottom of the door. Here's the hinge, one of the hinges on the door. Right there, I got to weld up. I got to do all the welding still. So I have enough room. I have 2 inches here. So I'll be able to put one bolt here, one bolt here, one bolt here, one bolt here, and I could probably throw a couple in the middle. And we'll see how it goes. I'll weld this all up and then we'll see. Well, there's the door, guys. I got the hinges tacked on. Ooh, let's see. So those are going to be the hinges. This female side is going to be attached to the door frame, the wall frame, basically, like that. And there's your hinge. Oop. All right, so I'm going to finish welding these up. I got 2 hinges. I got to finish welding these up. And then the door will be done. And then I got to figure out the frame, if I'm going to make it all one piece. Because I can make this whole thing as a freestanding unit. And then just bolt it in, screw it in all at once. All right, I like having a flatbed here. It's like a big work table. All right, hinges are done. Doors done, hinges are done. So now I got to figure out, I got to mount this rail with a header and a footer at the right distance. And basically I'm just using this flat stock as a gauge for depth or distance, because that's the same as this, as you can see right in there. But yeah, there you go. The hinges are done. And I can take the door off if I want. Nice and easy. All right, guys, I'm sunburnt and I think I got the doors done. The door and the frame. Let me show you. I already painted it. I just wanted to get it done. It has been half a day doing this, but it looks good. And once I mount the canopy down, I'll be able to re-square this and get this perfect, I hope, in there. Let me show you what we got. So this is the door frame, and I got to drill holes in the top to mount it to the header and the beam, and then I got to drill holes in the bottom so I could bolt that to the floor of the timber. Here's the hinge, and here's the door. And then all I'm thinking of doing is, this is 1 inch square stock. And I have some old Rust-Oleum, so I just slathered that on there. Remember the truck? Same paint. So, all right, well, I'll be back when I start working on it again. All right, guys, I'm not recording anything. I'm just trying to get it done now. But I'm putting stone. I weed whacked the grass underneath. Then I sprayed it with Roundup or weed killer, grass killer. Put fabric paper. So I got 2 tons of stone here. Once it's washed, it'll look a lot better. And I got another 2 tons in a truck. That'll finish this side off, about 1.5 tons actually. I mounted all 4 corners, so that's all secured. So after the stone is done, then I'm gonna put the door frame in, and then I can put the fence up. But yeah, I'm not recording any of this part. It's just me moving wheelbarrows, a lot of wheelbarrows. Well, that's the stone. I gotta neaten it up, but I'm gonna wait until I do the fence, and then I'll neaten it all up nice. It's getting there. All right, guys, I was impatient and I wanted to try the door. So I only have it held on by the C-clamp, right? C-clamp. And look at this. It's perfect. It's perfect. Oh, if I move that rock. Oh, look at that. Now I can open in or out. I like that. All right, so I gotta move that rock over a little bit. Oh, look at that. That's like perfect. I just gotta move that rock over like the slightest little bit. And then center the door. Obviously, I gotta center the door. The stone is centered. So I gotta center the door. And then obviously I'll move these rocks to make it work. And then I'm just gonna wrap the netting from this bar all the way around one piece, all the way around to that bar. And then I'll do the door separately. All right. I'm happy. All right, I'm done for today. Stone's done for the most part. The only other thing I got to figure out is how am I going to secure the fence to the bottom here all the way around. I might have to put a 2x4 all the way down, and then I got to figure out the floor. I still haven't decided what I'm doing on the floor side of it. Hey, good afternoon, guys. It's the next day after I finished the stone and dry fit the door frame that I made. So I am going to mount the door frame now, and then I will be ready to basically wrap the whole thing with the fencing that I have. And I think it's Critter Guard is a brand, but I got it on Marketplace. Obviously, it was a used roll. Hopefully there's enough on there. Should be plenty. I want to do one full wrap all the way around the whole thing except the door, or I might do the whole thing and then just cut out the door. We'll see. But in order to do that, I got to have someone with me to help so I don't bend it all, make it look nasty. So I got to wait for my son to get here to do that. But let me show you the door real quick, and then we're going to mount it. So I'm going to take the carpet up, pull the carpet back, just like I did on the legs. I have not decided what I'm going to do with the floor. I'm pretty sure I keep saying that. But I'm going to drill holes through this and lag it into the 4x6 timbers on the bottom. And then if you go up to the top, don't mind the welds. If you go up to the top, oh, I got to go inside here. Right now I have a C-clamp just holding it on there lightly. But once I get it where I want it, I'm going to pre-drill some of these. Well, I'm going to pre-drill these first, and then I'll put it back up because I have self-tappers to go into the thin aluminum. And that's how it's going to be mounted up like that. And then I have the door right now so it closes. Well, it goes in and out. I can do this way, or I can go out. I just have to move that stone a little bit, but we have to get it dead center first. And then we'll see what, which stones I have to move, because I want to be able to keep the door going both ways. And then I'm going to make a latch that does like this. So it can't go in. It can go in or out. It'll flip up like this, and it'll go that way. And then this way. I should have done it obviously before I painted, but I'm very impatient. And one thing I've noticed I'm starting to notice as an adult, one thing I'm noticing about myself is my projects for my house, I get 90 to 95% complete and I lose interest in it and I go on to something else. I don't know if I lose interest in it, but I get really bored with it and I want to go on to something else. Customers' jobs, beginning to end, no problem. These jobs, 95%. And then I'm like, because like once I'm done with the door and wrapping it, then I got to build something inside, and I still got to figure out what I'm doing with the floor. It might sit like that for a month or two. Who knows? I want to do it once is the problem. So, but then I have other things that I'm doing. So, all right, let's get going. Well, it's done, and it is better than I expected. This thing is solid as can be. I even put one dead center between the two pieces there. But that's how I know it was dead center. There, come over. My hinges work good. Sorry, it's backlit. I did not put one there or there because that's where you're going to be stepping mostly, and I don't want to trip on it. If I need to add one, I can add it there and there. And then once I get the fencing on, I'll make a latch that goes like this. I'll drill a hole through here. I'll weld like a U-bracket so I could lift it up, open the door, close it, and then what I'll do is I'll have it heavy on this side so it stays latched. And I'll put another bolt through here as a stopper so to sit on it. But I'm gonna wait until I put the fence on because that way I can get it in between or exactly where I need it without having to cut the fence or bend the fence out of the way. And then I still have enough room here to mount the carpet if I decide however I want to do the carpet or whatever flooring. I might take the carpet up and get some porcelain tiles and lay porcelain because porcelain's only a 1/2 inch thick. So I would only have to take out maybe a 1/4 inch in there, and I could lay big porcelain tiles, the outdoor porcelain tiles, and then I could throw this area rug on top of it just so it's a stable base. All right, well, the fence is next. So the way I'm gonna attempt to mount this wire is I got stainless steel black zip ties, needle nose, and clippers to clip it to the right height, right size. That's all it says you need. So we will see. I might get some plastic ones to temper. I got them in the garage, the Harbor Freight ones. I might get some plastic ones to temporarily hold it up so I don't waste these. I got 200 of them, but you never know. More the better, right? Got to keep all the raccoons out. That's the whole point of this, is so my cats can stay outside. But I got too many raccoons. Doors fit, all screened in. Obviously all these plastic ones got to be taken off, and I'm going to put the stainless steel black ones on, and I'm going to do a bunch of them. I'm going to do probably every foot all the way around. So my plan is I got to do the top here for, I got to figure out something to do the triangle first. So I got to screen off the top, and then once the top is screened off, then I'll replace all the black ones, the plastic ones, with stainless steel black ones. And I'll do one every foot all the way across, all the way down. And then down here, I got to figure out a way. I might just staple them down here. This side's not bad. This side won't be too bad. I just got to move a little bit of stone. This is going to be the rough side because this was the shallowest part. But then I can staple all that and cut the excess off. And then the front, I'm probably going to leave it like this and down, but I'll staple it on the top, right on this edge here on the lip, because there's no other way to fasten it down. But yeah. And then on the inside, put your wide angle here. See, the reason I like the black netting is you could barely see it. I was gonna frame all this with 2x4s, but that'd be too bulky. Look at this. Don't forget, I'm gonna do a solid fence all over there with a gate here, so you don't see any of that either. All my hostas coming up. I got one stone that fell over there. But yeah, so we gotta do, oops, sorry. We gotta do this triangle. It's a 2 triangles still. I wanna keep the birds out of here too. And then I'm gonna hang some solar lights up here, there, and there. So we'll always have light on out here. And we're good to go. It's coming along. Let me show you what it looks like from outside. I have my wheelbarrow and all that kind of stuff in the way, but we'll see. See, you can barely see it. Let me move this tripod out of the way. All right, hold on, let me turn the camera on. Look at that. Can barely see the fencing on it. And that's exactly the look I was looking for. Oh man, I'm excited. Put some patio furniture out there. Make a catwalk all the way up on the top. Maybe some on the back side. So that way, they'll be able to hang out up top there and look out this way, look out the other way. Maybe make a bar here. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Or maybe just put one up there, and then that way they hang out up on top. And then the furniture will be on the bottom. As you can see, I haven't planned this. This is winging it, basically. I'm thinking of something, I'm doing it, or I'm seeing if it works, and if it works great. So far I'm excited. All right, it's gonna start raining, so I'm done for today. I'm gonna pick up. Hey, what's up guys? We're still working on this catwalk in my backyard. I ended up finding 2 by 2 foot by 2 foot porcelain outdoor pavers. They're basically 2 foot by 2 foot porcelain tiles. Well, that's what they are, but they are bluestone colored style, and they are actually made for outside. If you take a porcelain tile made for the inside and put it outside, it will crack. These are a lot heavier duty, stronger, and they have an anti-slip on them, and they're only a 1/2 inch thick. So I am actually going to put these inside the catwalk, and then I can put a rug over it to soften it up, or a little bit of astroturf as like an area carpet. So I got 40 or 42 of them, and I only need 18 to 20. So I'm just gonna bring these around back, and I'm gonna install them later. I gotta run out, but I have to have the truck empty. So I gotta get ready for a job. So I'm in the process of emptying the truck out. So I'm gonna bring the 18 to 20 in the backyard right now, so I don't have to move them twice. And I'll throw the rest on a pallet on the driveway. All right, I'll let you know when I install them. All right, guys, I got to go drop those off at the tire shop, get tubes put in those 2 tires. I got to get the turf tires on my John Deere for a job. So I'll be back. When I come back, we'll work on the Catio. I'm gonna have to enclose this sooner than later because looks like we have a resident already in there. Did she leave yet? There was a robin in here, and I hope she's not making a nest. All right, there was a robin sitting on the ladder in here. So I'm gonna have to make sure I enclose this soon. Because otherwise, we'll have a nest in here. She has to find the dirt. Now she's all dirty. All sparkly and dirty. Well guys, I'm back working on the Catio. I ended up buying a DeWalt Grabo lifter, vacuum lifter, and these porcelain bluestone 2-foot by 2-foot pavers. These are outdoor porcelain pavers on Marketplace. Very inexpensive. They're very expensive new, and the guy didn't want them, so he took them up and I grabbed them. And just like tile, this is dirty, so this keeps vacuuming. This is keeps losing the suction because there's dirt on it. But anyways, just like tile, you need to use spacers because they're glass and they crack. And I went with 1/8 inch, but I'm actually even putting them underneath, and then I'm putting them on top for now because I'm walking on them. And then when I'm all said and done, I'll do polymeric sand in there. And I got to cut that whole edge, and I got to cut that whole edge. So this is my first time working with, actually second time working with outdoor porcelain pavers. So we'll see how it goes. I have a bunch more in the driveway, so I'm not going to run out. But I am done for today because I do not want to have to cut today. But I got this far done. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pieces cut. What are the chances that a piece I cut off of this side fits on that side? Not even thinking about it today. And I threw some temporary solar lights up there. All right, well, we'll see. All right, guys, we're out here cutting the porcelain pavers for the inside the Catio. And I bought a special blade. It's doing pretty good. Made for porcelain. Oops, shaking too much. Sorry about the zoom. And I was gonna do it with an electric saw, but I gotta have water, or I should have water, so I'm gonna do it with water. So we're getting 2 pieces out of each 24-inch piece, so it's gonna work out good. So we have to make 4 of those and 5 of those. Next thing I'm gonna do is fasten all this plastic edge restraint. It's modified edge restraint. It's actually edge restraint for porcelain tiles inside a house. But as you can see how I'm gonna do it, like that. And then I will spread polymeric sand over this, and I will tap things with a rubber mallet. I cannot use my rubber roller on this. And then tomorrow, after the polymeric sand is cured, then Hayden's gonna come back over and we're gonna finish doing all the zip ties with the black stainless steel ones. We only have it up with the black plastic ones right now, temporarily. And then we're gonna close off the eaves. And then pretty much that's gonna be done. I still have to mount that solar panel somewhere. But yeah, it's coming along. And this diamond blade I got is a 12-inch diamond blade. I got it from my stone supply yard, Dunning Sand and Gravel out in Farmington. And I don't know what brand it is, but it was like 150 bucks. One thing I don't like about it is it has those perforations in it, and that creates a little bit of vibrations on it. And from what I found out online, this is my first time working with the porcelain, outside porcelain pavers. You want a continuous diamond blade, and I don't have one left. So the concrete ones, here, let me show you the concrete blade. We're back at the trailer. The concrete ones have these big knobs in them. This will shatter those pavers, so you don't want those. This one is kind of continuous. You can see it's kind of continuous, but it has the zigzag pattern. I wanted a perfectly smooth single blade, and they didn't have it in stock. All right, guys, I nailed that plastic edging around it, and I just got it somewhat, you know, as tight as I can with it. So it's all the way around, edged with the plastic edging. Ideally, I should have taken out a 1/2 inch of base material all the way around and actually set it in sand. Polymeric, the porcelain, they say you should set them in sand, not stone dust or chip stone. But I wasn't going through all that. This is my house. So, and plus it's gonna settle over time. So I figure little by little, they'll settle in there and they'll eventually be flush with the outside perimeter. But anyway, so the edging is done. Now I got some gray polymeric sand by Techniseal that I use on. It's the only polymeric sand that I really have had good luck with. It's HP. Yes, Techniseal HP. It's gray. And I have one bag. It's left over from a job. It's 90% there. So it should definitely be enough to do these, because pavers are 2 3/8 inch thick. These are only a 1/2 inch thick, and there are 2 by 2. So there's not much gap in there. There's only there's an 1/8 inch gap with the spacers. So I'm gonna dump a little out, and I'm gonna start sweeping it around, and I'll tap it with my rubber mallet carefully, hoping not to break any of them, especially the cut ones. And then I'll sweep it clean, and then I will take out the spacers that are on the upper side, and then I will mist it with water. And I don't want to have to run a garden hose from all the way over there near the pool. So I just have a new Harbor Freight pump sprayer that has only water in it. So I'm just going to use that this time. All right, well, we're getting there. Good enough. Good enough for a backyard, my backyard. Not bad. All right, so now I gotta wet this. And see, I blew a little bit too much out in that joint right there, but it's all right. And I left a little extra in between here, but that's all right. It's my backyard. I keep saying that. All right, so let's wet the joints. Didn't take all of 2 gallons, but 2 gallons was plenty. And I just took the nozzle off, and I never sprayed in the joint. I sprayed on the side of it. I took the nozzle off so it was volume, not pressure. And I went around each one and let the water just roll into it. And it is done. All right, so the next step is going to be finish off the fencing tomorrow. We'll finish off the fence and trim it all up, get rid of all this extra overlap, and we're going to get rid of these plastic ones, put nice black stainless steel ones, and then I got to make a door latch. I don't want to make the door latch until I know exactly where the final zip ties are going to be, and then I have to do something with that little solar panel and enclose the 2 eaves, this end and the other side. And then I'll probably cut some of that outdoor carpet, put some area rug of carpet in there, and then put some furniture in there. It's supposed to be for the cats. So at least that way maybe I can go out here with the cats and not have to worry about them running off. I can sit out here, or my mother can come over and sit out here with the cats and not have to worry about them taking off. And then I got to staple the whole bottom and then just neaten up the stone. And then eventually, like I said, I'm going to do a fence from that fence across here on the back side of the green trees in the hosta. And a fence is going to go across, over, and over here where the gate. But then I might do a catwalk from over here all the way over to there. So the cats can come out here whenever they want. We'll see. We'll see. Small steps. Well, I just spent 4 hours with my son taking off all the plastic zip ties and installing the stainless steel ones all the way around. And there they are right there. And it looks so much better. This floor came out really nice. I just got to do a latch, make a latch for the door, and staple the bottom. I even mounted the solar panel right there for the solar lights that are up there. And my cat stayed out there the whole time with us. All right, almost done. We're working on it. What are you guys doing? Get. Get. Come on. Yeah, go over to the door. Over to the door. Not the other way. She doesn't know where the door is, buddy. She doesn't know where the door is. Come on over to the door. Keep coming. Come on. She's coming. You showing her? Okay, let her in. Come on, Mare.
Within a couple of weeks, I was absolutely pain-free. It's the kind of story that QC Kinetics hears from patients all the time. I cannot thank QC Kinetics enough for giving me my life back. I'm active again and loving it. I'm well over a year out.
So I built this Catio for the cats to be in. But Mare is outside behind that tree. Payman is hiding there underneath the hosta. Mare's all the way over there under the bench. And I'm in the cage. What's wrong with this picture? Why am I stuck in the cage? So looking from the inside, it's very backlit. I don't know if you can be able to see it, but I'll go on the outside and I'll show you. But basically, when you come inside, you can use this latch. Okay? And it locks like this so it can't close when you're not in there. And here it is on the outside. I have two latches. One's up higher. Sorry. One's up here. One's down here. And here's this one for when I'm outside. And it latches it like that. So it doesn't have to be super strong. You know, it's not a bear cage, even though we had bears visit. They didn't try to go in there yet, so we're good. But yeah, so the latches are done. One on the inside, one on the outside. So that way, like I said, I can lock the inside from when I'm on the inside and lock the outside when I'm on the outside. And it is done. I've done enough for this video. I'm gonna wrap this up. It's way too long of a video. All right, guys, so I ended up taking my grandfather's ladder that I had outside up against a tree, cut it to 12 feet. It was 13 feet, cut it to 12 feet, put it in here, took some gray carpet left over from here, stapled it onto the rungs, took some old planks that I had that are 10 feet long, and I carpeted 2 of them with the leftover carpeting. And now the cats will be able to go up the ladder and hang out up there. I'm also going to do another one with AstroTurf, I think, because I have extra AstroTurf, and I might do 2 more here with AstroTurf. They like it better without the carpet. It's a little cooler for their bellies. But enough for today. Video's over. Goodbye.